Dude, you're killing it with today's talk, man. All you're saying
I believe that how we get crypto to the mainstream is not typically the way we're doing it. The way we're approaching it is we self-funded our whole project. We're going to make sure that everything we do on the crypto side is built in from the base level. That's how we think you get to the next level. We think those studios that give people the option are going to be the ones to succeed. The alpha demo is actually out. We've had it on Steam for about 3 months. You literally just go to Faenoraverse.world, you log in, and our mantra is click to gaming in under 60 seconds. Yeah, I really believe the infrastructure on being able to do crypto transactions seamlessly behind the scenes is where the future is going.
Solana's doing big things. We're doubling down on gaming. Hey, we're here in San Francisco. Where'd you come from?
San Mateo for me. Not too far away.
Hey, man, we're coming from all over the world just for the Creator House here that Solana's put together. We're featuring Solana games. We're talking to Solana founders. We're talking to everybody within the team to find out why Solana, why they're building on Solana. Tell me the game behind what the experience is with everything that they got going. And guess what? What better here in San Francisco at GDC, the Game Development Conference. All right, Deshaun,
yes.
give me the intro on who you are, what you're doing, and a little bit about the project. Just a quick, your best BD pitch. There you go.
Got it.
You're on the clock.
All right. So realistically, the way to look at us is 2T Entertainment. Entertainment is a studio that really just wanted to make a game that was a game first and then focus on the blockchain. So we have a game that's standalone. Then we have a Web3 wrapper that is on Solana. The way to really think about what we're doing is it's Slay the Spire meets Final Fantasy Tactics meets Ogre Battle 64. So any type of tactics player, this is what you want to be playing. This is what you want to be doing. And we're happy to be on Solana.
Awesome, man. I love it. Love it. Give us an intro on you and who you are and what you're doing there.
Yeah, so I'm Deshaun Bay or BlackSmoke.Soul. Was a GameFi legend on Solana. Use that to really bring to the crypto space. But my background is two-time YC Combinator sales founder. Worked with some of the biggest companies on the tech side. And then my background is a professional Magic the Gathering player. So that got me into the gaming industry. From there, then went and started to get into the board game industry. And now we took kind of that logic, that world building, that IP building, put it all on chain, synced it up with Solana, and that's who I am.
Damn, man. Yeah. Did you hear that resume? Woof, man. My man. Dude, you're not messing around, man. You're bringing the whole firepower.
You have to, right? The way I look at it and the way I think everything should play out in the space is if you're a crypto founder or Psychic Man, Shadow Hokage, whatever you want to call it, you have to be well-rounded, but you also need to have Web2 experience that can translate into Web3. So that's really what I got. I've started companies, worked with the companies from $0 up to $1 million ARR. And the guerrilla marketing aspect is what we've been doing with the Faenoraverse. And that's kind of how we've got our traction, 12K Steam wish list, no marketing. We got a bidding war going on for our non-crypto game on the publisher side. So yeah, there's so much coming. I don't even want to spoil. I got to leave something for Nathan.
This guy just can't hold back from the alpha, man. I love it. Hey, look. I think, man, what an impressive background. Congrats to you and congrats to everything you guys are doing. I mean, wow, a little bit of marketing like you already mentioned and all this kind of blowing up. As you're seeing the current market, right, what's your thoughts? People are screaming Web3 gaming is dead. People are saying that, this is the industry. This is the last cycle you could do. What's your thoughts?
My take is this. I believe that how we get crypto to the mainstream is not typically the way we're doing it. It feels that it's token-led instead of product-led. The way we're approaching it is we self-funded our whole project. So we have no one breathing down our neck saying we got to launch a token early. We're going to make sure that everything we do on the crypto side is built in from the base level. So that's how we think it is going to work. That's how we think you get to the next level. We are what we consider kind of 2.5, but we have a crypto game. We have a non-crypto game. We think those studios that give people the option are going to be the ones that succeed. A la Infinigods. That's really one of the teams we really look up to. And I think the way they're handling it, how they make everything visible on the back end is the way to really go when you're trying to onboard people into the crypto world.
I love that take because he's definitely understanding the audience, right? I mean, you're literally breaking it down, right? One audience and the Web3 audience, right? two different ways to cater to them, right? And gaming essentially brings it all to the center of what you're being built. And I think that's very, very important in Web3, right? Sometimes I think we're trying to cater to two audiences through the same vehicle. And let's just face it, I don't know if gamers really care much about crypto or technology, whereas Web3 gamers do care about the technology because we'll talk about the chain, we'll talk about the tokens, we'll talk about the infrastructure, where it's built and all this stuff. And I'm just like, yeah, I don't know if that's sexy enough, right? Like, I don't know if that's something that people want to talk about. So I love that you've kind of really identified the audiences and understand that in order for you guys to succeed, you guys have to A/B test and work with different markets. So I think it's really interesting take. Tell me, like, all right, you guys are building. Give us a little bit of what stage you guys are at. You mentioned that you guys you're on Steam, so there's some sort of activation happening there. Is there NFTs involved? Is the game in alpha? What stage we're in, and how do people get their hands on the game?
Yeah, so we are in pre-seed. That's where we're at as a company. The alpha demo is actually out. We've had it on Steam for about 3 months. We've had over 5,000 different unique accounts that are verified through PlayFab. We've had over 140,000 hours played on the alpha demo, even though it's a game loop that is realistically 20 to 25 hours. People just keep playing it. It's very repeatable. And how to get your hands on it, we're a browser game right now. You literally just go to Faenoraverse.world, you log in, and our mantra is click to gaming in under 60 seconds. So it's that easy. You put in your email, just how you would create a wallet with Privy. That's the way we have it set up. So if someone does want to go over to the crypto side, they don't even know that they already have it. They have a ghost wallet. Everything is done behind the scenes. So it's super smooth.
Oh, man, I love that. Gaming in 60 seconds, man. I think that's been one of the biggest obstacles in Web3 gaming is like, the onboarding, right? I mean, the wallet connection, the email, the password, then connecting to the website, then maybe having to bridge and like doing all this stuff. Wow, like the gaming in 60 seconds, like that's a powerful statement, especially in Web3. And I really love to hear that because, again, it's catering to the right audience, right? I don't know if gamers really care about the wallet and the integration and all that stuff. With that said, I think, like, again, how you guys are moving, where do you guys see is the next step? You mentioned, again, a little bit of the marketing before with Steam, and then now you're mentioning how you guys are kind of gaming in 60 seconds. That's kind of, I think, opening up a bigger picture here. I would love to kind of hear and pick your brain about that.
Yeah, so one of the things that we're really focusing on is the gaming under 60 seconds. So regardless if it's on the crypto side or if it's not, you sign up with an email, and then we immediately throw you into a tutorial, kind of like the old nostalgia games. You get a couple buttons, clicks in, you really get to understand the rules logic, and then from there, you get to go into the story and see if you really want to dig in. So the way we want to make sure that we are attacking the market and what's next for us is, first, we have our core community. We have the people who are non-crypto players. And then we have people who are crypto players. We're making sure that they're going to play nice. So we're doing something really cool with our Discord. We're going to do complete segmentation off of the API of the game. And then after that, we're now talking to publishers for our non-crypto games. So, we have some of the biggest people who have connections to Switch, who have connections to Council, who are now like, hey, what's that next step going to look like, and how much do we need to pay you to get you there? So that's where we're at. That's what's next. I'm going to try not to put too much alpha. I won't name any names, but we're on the publisher side. People are starting to really reach out to us.
I'm telling you, he wants to spill the beans, guys. He wants
business development. That's what I got to do. I got to develop the business.
Talk about, leading us there, and the FOMO's starting to kick in, man. You're doing a great job. I'm over here ready to download and figure out what else is coming next. All right, man, congrats. It's really cool to hear the approach. I mean, the approach is very much understanding how you release a game, and I think you've done a lot of planning. It just already sounds like you guys have well-constructed the roadmap that you guys are looking to do, and it not many people have, right? And I think that's very important in Web3. Like, a lot of people just kind of are doing it as it goes. And I love that you guys have this very well-rounded of like, hey, like, we're gonna do all these things, and this how it goes in place, the roadmap in place. Shout out to you guys, and I think that's something I think everybody should really kind of take note on. Leading into, okay, we're here in San Francisco. You're how many days are staying?
I'm going to be coming to all the side events. I think that's really where the value is.
Yeah.
We looked at the schedule for the, GDC, and sometimes the dollar amount doesn't really equate. And when you're, startup forward, you want to make sure that you're not burning dollars. So we're going to be at all the side events. If you want us there, you know where to find me. X, Telegram, anywhere. But that's really where our focus are. So
what is it most that you're looking forward to this week?
Yeah, so two of those publishers actually have happy hours at this event. So me and Nathan, we're going to go over there. We're going to have a couple of drinks. We're going to
make sure you give them some drinks too, though.
Yeah, honestly, if I got to pay for a couple of drinks to get them to sign these contracts, I will do it. But that's really where we're going to be looking, is trying to figure out the best publisher that has the chops for us to go mobile forward, because that's really where we believe the gaming industry is going. When you look at the data, mobile is really taking over, and our game really leans itself to that mobile format.
Yeah, I mean, I think that, like you mentioned, data, right? Like, it's such an important thing. I think, like, understanding the regions where mobile is another thing, right? I think it's important to make sure that, the language that you're speaking to in certain cultures and certain regions is definitely being able to be understood to what is being built with the project and everything. Let me ask you this. So you're meeting with a lot of publishers. You're talking a lot about this right now. Anything that is kind of really at the forefront that you're seeing from publishers or other games that you said, man, that is a great thing to take home and maybe dissect and say, that is a great marketing plan, BD plan, whatever that is, that you are very much eager to bring back to the table with the rest of the team?
Yeah, I really believe the infrastructure on being able to do crypto transactions seamlessly behind the scenes is where the future is going to be. When you are playing video games, when you turn on your PS5, when you do any of those things, you're not saying, what is the tech underneath it? No one is like, oh my God, the PS5 runs on a 16, gigabyte, whatever it is. They're not talking about that. They're talking about when you turn it on, it works. It's seamless, and it always performs. Never are you going to press a button in a fight and the game breaks. Like, that isn't acceptable. So for me, I believe the closer the industry gets to that, the more successful we're going to be, because on mobile, all of the spending habits follow traditional spending habits that you want for a crypto project. So that's why we're leaning that way. Browser first, make sure you have a good idea, make sure the IP sticks, then you move to mobile for your actual global expansion.
Yeah, man. Well, dude, you're killing it with today's talk, man. All you're saying, you got me over here like hyped and excited for what you guys are building. I mean, it's great to hear. I think, one of the biggest pain points in crypto gaming has been the loading and everything. And I think, it's great that you say it this way, because one thing I think crypto gaming or Web3 gaming has failed to understand is that the audience is currently in a play tester, and it's not for a true gamer yet, right? As you're in pre-alpha and alpha, that is technically, I'm a play tester playing your game. So essentially, eventually, when the game is ready fully, that's when I will be the full gamer, right? And I think you guys are kind of very much saying that, hey, like, right now it's in this play test mode, and we already identified that, PlayStation, you hit power and you're playing the game, right? It's very much that. I think it's again, talking and speaking the same language as a gamer is the most important thing. Something we fail a lot in this space.
I agree with that. And the biggest issue and why we kind of started 2TG Entertainment is when we looked around the space, you would have version 1 of the NFT that is sold. Then you get to the pre-test. A year later, they would sell another one. Your first one's basically invalidated by the time the second NFT is in your game. So we're doing things completely different. That's why we haven't, sold our token. We haven't done any of those deals beforehand. People are coming. That's the way typically VCs like to operate. We've turned down a lot of deals because of that. But we truly believe that if you're going to have a chance for an economy to start off the right way, you need to make sure that you have like a fair launch. Fair launch can be holding some back. There's a whole bunch of different ways to do it, but you can't have 300K of overhead debt on your economy on the first day. You're going to dump it. Chart goes down. People are a little upset. Then you lose that community sentiment. So we're making sure that we're trying to do everything the way we want it to be done. And we want to focus on doing what's best by our community.
Yeah, I think that's how the chart will end up looking as gaming is dead, right? The game is dead. And I think like such a misconception as well in Web3, one that I've been kind of preaching the past couple of days, is like the chart isn't the only thing to look at, right? I mean, like for me, if the chart is down, I'm actually more excited to play the game, right? Because then I know everybody's fleshed out, and it's like the earning mechanics are even more advantageous to us to play to really understand how the economy should work. So yeah, I think it's great that you're kind of, again, like very much understanding some of these things that are very crucial. let me go into it. I know we're kind of running short on time. We're wrapping it up. Um, Big week ahead. What's the next thing on the calendar? What's the next event that you kind of guys are like, hey, we need to be there. We want to show our presence. What do you guys have circled back at home?
That's a great question. So the way we typically spend our money is as lean as we can be, right? We're 7 or 8 person team, depending on how you look at contractors. So we make sure every event we go to, there's a purpose and something we can take away for it. So right now, we're just going to focus on GDC. We're trying to line up how we're going to be with our publishers. Then from there, they're saying that we might have a little media tour that aligns more with some of the things on the Web2 side or our normal game, where we'll be going to maybe talk to Nintendo or whoever it is. They have sit downs with these people on a monthly basis. So we're trying not to get ahead of our sleds, but what we think is next for us is securing a publisher. From there, we'll have our traditional marketing. And then from that, we're going to have our early access game release on Steam. And that's really going to cement us on where we think we should be as a new IP that's coming out.
Yeah. No, I think, look, more power to you. Yeah, I'm hearing a lot of talks about Gamescom. I'm hearing a lot of talks about certain gaming conferences, right? Web2 gaming conferences. And then I'm also hearing the Web3 gaming, the Web3 conferences, Token 2049. And I think, like, I think it's to audiences that you have to try to cater to. And, depending on the stage of life, I think it's important that you try to hit the ones that will be beneficial. But who knows how to make that determination? I think that's a tough part, right? I think it's like the needle in the haystack almost type thing. So yeah, no, I think like it's coming back to the table after this week, saying, hey, these were good relationships. Maybe we should carry them on. How do we carry them on? What's next? Look, 2025, big year ahead for Web3 gaming, big year ahead for you guys. What's the one thing at the end of the year that you want to say you guys have checked off the mark and it's just one unique idea or two table that still hasn't seen crypto gaming do?
Well, another one of our partnerships is we received a grant from Dean's List DAO, which is like a subsidiary of Metaplex. So we are like officially going to be the first hybrid NFT for projects. So we're building as we go. What we want to 100% have done is our mint, our launch, and have that go seamlessly. So to us, submitting our name as the first true gaming on-chain, all the syncs out when the game comes instead of having that situation where you have hyperinflation that you're trying to calm down. So for me, as the business guy, as the guy who is making sure that operationally everything flows, that's my goal. If you ask Nate, he's probably going to have something else. But that's really where I want to align, is making sure that when we launch, everything is working the way it should and all the syncs are in place, as opposed to some teams or some things that happen when you try to beat that inflation that is too high. So that's it for me. That's really where I think I want to, kind of put my stake, is like, we want the game out. We want it to be realistically working as smooth as possible. And again, we don't want people worrying about the tech.
Yeah. As a business development officer, why Solana? Why do you think Solana makes the best fit for what you guys are doing?
Yeah, so actually Nathan went to Token 2049 last year. We went to Gamescom. That's where we met, Neil Vanderlest, the guy who does the music for Horizon Zero Dawn, who is now doing the music for us. Just had to throw that out there. But
the alpha's coming.
Yeah, the alpha's coming. But realistically, I was a Solana native, right? I've been in crypto since about 2014. My first purchase was ETH Land, if anyone knows that. Cycle up, cycle down, you make it all, you lose it all. But Solana actually became home because once you have an idea or an IP that people deem worthy, then you get help from anyone and everyone. We didn't know anything about, Metaplex at the time we were building the game. They reached out, they hooked us up with people for a grant. From there, we're able to parlay that by meeting Honeycomb Studios. Then that turned into us meeting people at Solana Foundation. Then that turned into us being here with you. So when you have the right idea and you have the business acumen aligned with it, people actually reach out and help you. And I think that's a little bit different than what we were experiencing on, some of the other chains that reached out to us very early with our other concept demo.
What game are you looking forward to on Solana in 2025?
Ooh, that's a great question. So I am someone who has love for the heist community, DeFi dungeons, pixel art. Some people call it a game, some people don't, but that is what I'm looking for. Shout out to Juice, Dead King Society. We love you guy. He's the one who really kind of, set me up to take that jump into the crypto side instead of hiding behind my PFP. So shout out to you, shout out to Dead King Society, DeFi Dungeons.
Love it. I love it. What's your, accelerates coming? We have Breakpoint in Abu Dhabi. Are you going to make New York?
I'm going to be at New York.
All right.
Abu Dhabi, I don't know yet. I do have my passport.
Okay.
That might be during kind of where we're doing our little Asia trip.
Yeah.
So I won't commit to that one, but accelerate, that's typically where I'll do that.
All right, look, you're hearing it. Gaming folk will be at Accelerate. It's why more reason you need to make sure you check out Accelerate. It's available now. Tickets are on sale. Actually, depending on when this video goes out, you might be able to get a promo on the Accelerate. That's my salesman. Also, hey, man, I realized I didn't even offer you something to drink. These are very important, to stay liquid, right, guys? Stay liquid. It's important that the Solana Creator House, you got to stay liquid in this market. You know what I'm saying? Not just in the market, but in real life. You know what I'm saying? It's the type of water you want to drink. So shout out to you for coming through, man. Really appreciate today's talk. Bro, I'm telling you right now. What's the date that I need to tell my boss that I need to have off because I'm going to be in your server literally all day?
Yeah, that's a great question. So, we're kind of going to be giving up a little bit of creative control. If we go the publisher route, they're going to run, their whole marketing pitch. I would say summer 2040, 25, May.
Okay.
May.
That's it. That's good. That's good.
Also, not just a gaming guy. Huge juke guy. I've been around. I've been in the trenches for a while. So when I say Solana's home, Solana is home.
Hey, you heard it there. My boss is watching, just so you know. I might have to take some time off in May. I don't know. I'm going to be in this server. I'm not messing around. I'm not missing this one. Not after today's alpha. Hey, another episode here at the Creator House, sponsored by Solana, only on Solana, only possible on Solana, and Solana Gaming. Are you excited for the Gaming on Solana account?
I have. I actually follow it personally. We interact a little bit. I call it professional flirting, BD on the timeline. People, look, that's where all the deals are made. If you're on X, you got to comment. You got to like and you got to comment. That's how the conversations start.
And it's free.
Free
to comment, free to like.
$50, really.
Oh, well, hey, I'll send it to you later. Hopefully we don't catch on that kid. All right, man. Appreciate you coming through. Once again, Faenora. Hey, where do you got to find Faenora? What is the socials?
www.faenoraverse.com. You can go there. Everything's laid out. Beautiful website made by my friend Nolan Nassler, who actually did art for D&D. Like I said, I have so much alpha in what we're building. We spent so much time over the last 2 years. Stay tuned. Next 3 months are going to be huge for us.
All right, there you go. You got a website, you got Twitter, you got everything. At this point, you might as well give you the seed phrase because at this point, you've given us everything. Appreciate you coming onto the show. Appreciate another episode. Talk to you all soon.